Hey, Pete Top Sauce coming at you here. Something doesn't seem right in the markets. Check this out: the S&P, Dow, the Nasdaq have recently hit all-time highs. They look similar. I'm going to show you the chart. At the same time, Bitcoin and the greater crypto markets are hitting that 52-week low. What is that all about? And I'm going to prove it to you right now. And I got to give a shout out to Garrett Galloway. Man, this guy, verified investing. He has a channel that I've learned a lot of stuff from this guy, and it's amazing to see. He works for a huge. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Look him up if you're interested. His resume is massive. He's done some incredible stuff over time. So here's what we're talking about today. If this is happening, it's called a liquidity rotation event, basically. Now, and so, full disclosure, what I'm showing you today, this is personal, this is not financial advice. When I saw what I'm going to show you right now, I did make a decision. I sold about a third of my stock holdings and rotated them into two different Bitcoin ETFs because it was inside my stock trading account, my Schwab account, which is an investment account. I didn't want to move the cash into my Coinbase account because there's taxation issues and things like that. But, I was all about self-custody only. Got to have both. You got to be well diversified, people. That's what I've learned. I'm well diversified in a bunch of different areas. This is a decision I made personally. I moved some money from the stock market into Bitcoin ETFs. Okay. And the reason why, I'm going to show you right now. Check this out. There's a trend line breach. That's the biggest news event that I'm bringing with you today. So when you zoom out, you see this multi-year rising structure. We push into these all-time highs recently. Now, here's the thing. Highs aren't bearish by themselves. The risk reward that changes when you extend this out is what we're talking about. So look what happens when we go back a couple years. This yellow line at the top, this was the high that we hit in December, specifically right before Christmas in December 21st. Okay, so we take this trend line on this upper band and we follow this thing up over the years all the way up to current 2026. And I'm gonna zoom it in here so we can just see what I'm talking about. Now look at this. This is look at the upper yellow trend line here. Look, and Garrett on his channel showed us this. Look him up if you're interested. He explains it a lot better than me, but this is just his technical analysis is amazing, man. I really respect this guy. The trend line hit back in that 21. Keeps coming up. Here we are. We came back up to this all-time high in October 25. Breached the line. We came back down into the channel. The other yellow is my lower trend line. We tested and bounced off of the trend line here. Now look at this, people. Once we bounced off this number here, I'm just going to grab my pencil real fast. So once it hit this top trend line and came back down, look what happened. We had a bounce. Okay, see this bounce? Big bounce. It did touch this other resistance line that I have horizontally right here. And then a little bit smaller bounce. Tested it again. Another bounce. Tested it and breached that lower trend line. Look what happened again, people. We found some more support around the 67.95, and then it went back up to the apex. This is the most critical part of the discussion about today. It hit again this trend line and it got rejected. It bounced off, people. Look what happened. Look where we're sitting right now. If this is an indication of the market rolling over, I mean, this is just textbook stuff right here. Right here is what I'm talking about. When it bounced off, it came back down, developed a new support area right in here. Let's put this support. It's pretty strong. There's a pretty strong support right here. Huge green candle. Came back up. Look, it rolled over again. This is volatility surfacing here. We're coming back down to test this critical horizontal support level. Wow. This to me, all these bounces off the retest of this trend line, to me, was that we've seen all-time highs and it's rolling over. That's why I personally decided to roll some money. I sold. I love the Lumen company. I love it. I sold a bunch of shares of Lumen because I made money on it. Rolled it into the Bitcoin ETF. Here's why. Check this out. Okay, yeah, this is exciting stuff here. I mean, look what's going on with this. So now, here's the Bitcoin chart. Let's do that same thing. We're going to zoom out. Come over here. Sorry for all the lines. I don't want to... It can be looked at as confusing here, but I don't want to mess this up. So this same thing, I went way back to the all-time highs back in November 21. Okay, we hit right around here, November 22nd or so. It's a good day for personal reasons. What's up? What's up? And we follow that top trend line. Look at this. Look at this. We all-time high. By the way, this orangish line right here is the all-time high mark. You can see that we touched it. We're going to zoom a little bit. We did touch that bad boy on, what day is that? Right here. Okay, that was that October 5th, right before Doomsday. And then ever since that all-time high hit on October 5th, look at this chart. I mean, this is, it's just been a downhill, negative movement trending downward since October. Again, this is Bitcoin. I mean, these Bollinger Bands open up, huge volatility. We're trying to find some support down in this area. It kind of broke the support level. We've broken a couple support levels here. Went back to retest. I thought right here, I think I did buy a little more Bitcoin when it got below this 90 somewhere in here. Once it breached the 90,000, I thought for sure we were going to reach a bottom. Nope. Look at this. Look at this. Down, 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 down. Broke through the 85. Broke through the 80. Going down. Broke through. This is the huge one. 72,000 was a huge support level if you look back historically. And look what happened when it broke 72. It just had a straight bomb straight down. Okay. This was weird that the next day it had this massive, a lot of people made money on this candle, by the way. I had a limit order placed right about here and it did not get filled. I was kind of bummed out because look at that. I missed this huge green candle, full disclosure. But it is what it is. I did end up getting back in once this bounced back down right about here. So I was happy, right around 66 or so. I got back in on those ETFs I was talking about. So, wow, look at this, people. I'm putting a line right there. I just noticed, and I haven't looked at this chart a lot today, but I'm just kind of noticing right now we have some kind of support up here at 66. I'll go back and verify it to see how far back we are, but this was yesterday. That green candle, when last I checked it, was only about half of the previous red candle. These are daily candles once again. So that sucker bounced up. We got the 5-day moving average with a kink right here heading up towards this neon green, which is the 13. So if that 5 crosses the 13 and then we close with a green candle, that is a turnaround sentiment, technically speaking. So what I'm talking about here, people, is that it really is kind of bizarre that we're looking at these two charts. We've got the stock market equities up to all-time highs. Bitcoin and the greater, cryptocurrency market hitting those 52-week lows. I am going to show you XRP as well. Let's just recap what I just showed you. It's either, a couple two things going on here. It's either Bitcoin's breaking down into something worse or building a longer term accumulation phase. So historically, crypto moves first. People in these liquidity cycles, when there's rotations, crypto moves first. So it generally hits the top first and then hits the bottom first before the other markets follow. So that could be what we're seeing here. It's this capital rotation narrative. So just know that people, when there's sell-offs and we can see volume decrease, capital doesn't disappear in the markets. It just moves. We follow the money. That's what I always talk about here. We're trying to follow the money. So when the stocks get extended, crypto equals compressed generally. Okay, it doesn't mean crypto rockets tomorrow. Okay, this is not, don't take it as that. I'm not saying that. There's a lot more to it. It's an asymmetry that's kind of building. When everyone hates something and it's testing the lows, that's when serious allocation starts to watch and pay attention. Like I always talk about, these professionals that do this for a living, those guys and girls start looking at this stuff. So now I want to be fully transparent. That's why I started it off early. Based on this thesis that I'm sharing with you today, that's what I made my decision to move some stock capital into crypto. And that's just, I just want to be full transparent. This is not financial advice. That's what I did. I'm not telling you to do that because I don't know when, it's personal. Like I said, I made a lot of money on Lumen selling covered calls. So I have a certain situation where I'm like, I'm going to go liquid on this. And I was sitting on dry powder, but when I saw this event happening, I got to reallocate it. Okay, so now let's move into XRP. Okay, people, now this is serious for XRP because if Bitcoin stabilizes and if the liquidity does start to rotate, I'm going to be looking at the Bitcoin dominance here. It's a higher beta. Crypto tends to move harder. We've seen it. We know this. It's less market cap. So when there's rotation, it's a more exaggerated effect, one way or the other. Okay, up or down. So, I'm looking at if the macro bottoms in the regulatory clarity that we've been discussing. I got to go back and look at a couple things on that. If this improves at the same time, that's when these setups can be explosive. Again, I've seen this before, and I've watched it, and yes, I have missed a couple of them, but I got lucky, and I did jump on one of them as well. And it's really fun when you're able to experience that, people, and it happens. So I'm going to just, real quick, I'm going to show you the chart and just see if there is some similarities here. Like I said, this top trend line back here, July, we're looking at 25. I started up here. Again, the orange line is our all-time high, 52-week high, sorry. Coming down, we hit it right here. We hit it right here. This is just bearish, lower, high, lower, high, lower, high. And then it got steeper. So that's why I drew this triangle. We broke it. It got steeper. Okay, now, and then the market said, okay, how low can we go? And there was a test. It was crazy, man, when this was all going down. It had a really strong support of this $1.80, and then the massive bounce up. Massive bounce. I thought we were off to the races right here. If you can see my cursor that I'm showing you, look at the significance of this. It went up and tested that downward bear market trend line that I had drawn right here. And then again, it just bloop, 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 lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. what event? I just can't remember. Look at this thing dropping off the table. That's where the depression started hitting. This was that January 26th, when in last January we had a massive up run. It's just the opposite. That's why, hey, if you hear people trying to predict the market and they say they know price predictions, don't listen to them. I'm telling you, you're dumb to say that, because you can't predict exactly what's going on. You can predict trends in things like I'm showing you here, because it's technical charting. Follow the charts is what I like to do. Look at this red trend line that just started dropping off the table that I drew here. It just blah, 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 blah. This is a day trading dream right here, by the way, because it's so strong of a downward trend. And then boom. There was a news event. What day is that? That was February 5th, 26, recently. There was definitely a bunch of liquidity getting eaten up here. This is a little bit suspect to me that the next day, the green candle, this is where I was thinking that institutional money had something to do with this crazy swing. But this is, I'm gonna leave you with this. It tested our downward trend and kind of broke through it. And if you can see this horizontal line at 144, I got 133 here, but I think we'll say 143. I've got it marked on 143. Look at this. It rode the line, and then a little rejection, smaller rejection to a green candle yesterday. And ladies and gentlemen, look what we just saw today. This morning when I looked at this, it had not crossed that 143 resistance line. Boom. Huge green candle today. What's going on here? Here's one of the most exciting things. I'm going to go, let's do this real quick. I'm going to hollow that body out. Do you see this blue line? We've got a kink. This upward 5-day moving average is heading towards the 13. If these two cross, like I was saying on that other chart, if those two cross and we have a candle close above there, it's bullish. It's bullish. Look, I don't have any movement up. It's all the way up to $1.80. So, look, I know overall the state of the economy is not amazing. Okay, contrary to what some people are saying, that October 10th doomsday, where massive banks, the liquidity event happened, and banks screwed up their balance sheets. It was unbelievable. We're starting to feel those effects, and I give credit out there. Shout out to Economic Ninja, who he predicted this. He looked at this back in October. Go back and look at some of his videos. He said, watch what happens in February. We're going to see a crash. According to the stock market charts that I just showed you, we have rolled over, and we are starting to see the definition of a crash is a 20% decline from the tops or more. We're not there yet, but I feel like we could easily see 20% or more the way that things are feeling here. So that's just some technicals I want to share with y'all. Break down like this aggressively, crypto may feel some pressure at first, which it kind of did. I don't know if it's a turnaround. So in the real liquidity crisis, historically speaking, everything sells, and both of them go together. When there's a liquidity crisis, they both go together. So after that first wave, that's where the rotation happens. Once I finish here, I'm going to go back and look at Bitcoin dominance percentage to see what's going on with that. So ask yourself a question as we leave today. Are we witnessing the stocks topping and the crypto cycle bottoming? Or is this just another fake out? Because there's been so many fake outs, man. This stuff will make your head spin. We got to just stay diligent and study one day at a time to determine what we're going to do in our personal investment journey here. Okay. With that said, everybody, let me know in the comments. Do you have any comments about this thing? There's been some goofy comments where people are commenting and not quite understanding what's going on here, but that's okay. That's where I'm here to clarify and help you out. There is no stupid question. Honestly, I was a high school teacher for 22 years. It's funny, I would say, if John, one of my students would ask, I'm like, John, you know how they say this, there's no such thing as a stupid question? I would go, that's a stupid question. but it was a behavior issue. It was kind of like an entertainment thing that I would do on purpose for a behavior type scenario. You have to be very skilled at doing those kind of things. Okay, I'm digressing, but anyway, thanks for your time, everybody. Appreciate you checking in. Enjoy your weekend, right? We always talk about it. Gotta go do something. Go do something, man. Go jump in a cold pool, take a tub, get your doggy for a walk. Whatever it is, have fun. Got to stay positive in these times that are kind of uncertain. Let's get some clarity next week. Let's get that Clarity Act moving. I'm going to check back in and let you know what I find out about that. Hop Sauce signing off. Give me that sub, give me the thumbs up, and share this video, everybody. All right, peace out.